Hello, and welcome to Text to Talk.
The commentary track. So this video is 5 years old today, and it's the video that essentially got me where I am now, because everything I've done is sort of just an evolution from this video, and it's so clearly dated and not really like what I do now. But if you watch everything from this to what I do now, you can kind of see the natural progression. So I just thought, hey, I'm going to talk about it for its 5th anniversary so I can at least do something for it. The reason I used text-to-speech, kind of 2 reasons. At the time I didn't have a microphone, that was the main reason. But more importantly, it's just awkward for me to record like voiceovers when I was at home around my family. It still is, admittedly. Right now I'm in a uni house, so I can talk to myself over video commentary tracks and not really have an issue with it. But yeah, that's why text-to-talk was so prominent for the longest time, just because it's easier to use text-to-speech. The voice I used was like a demo on a website, and I had to type in every sentence at a time, record it in OBS, edit it all together. It was a lot of files. Eventually that website went down, but I found a website for the finale episode of Text to Talk, which had the same voice on it, but you could just write paragraphs and paragraphs and it'd all be in one audio file. So thankfully I could have used that. I did use it. In terms of editing, there's not a lot to talk about because it's really just simple keyframes. This is before I even learned what a smooth keyframe was. But hey, still looks decent. Good slide and smooth. This was sort of a running joke for a while. My hands against my carpet with a bootleg GameCube controller. These are a bunch of just pictures. The cloud and guy on stilts were drawn by Fabian, who drew the Blooper Road character art. He gracefully lent those over. That was a good joke, just me saying deep at the plot. I wanted to do more than a typical review of this game. So I used quite a lot of, I suppose, just mods and hacks to like get rid of the UI, widescreen, freeze the camera, to make it a lot more cinematic. It's still clearly quite rough, but it was the first time I ever made a video like this. I think this is pretty good for a first ever attempt at making like a video like this at all. It's kind of funny because when I got into making videos was 2012, and I got into it because I really liked Mario 64 bloopers, so it was kind of funny to finally use some of those tools to make a video on Mario 64. But yeah, I don't want to just, I never wanted to just be like, well, I'm going to talk about and review the game. I always wanted to do something unique. I think that now for me is just my editing style. There's a Zhuzhed reference. Just my editing style now, which you kind of saw in this, but completely differently, because it was more so manipulating the game during gameplay rather than post-production. I don't know how much of that I do now. I don't think a lot of what I play really lends itself for it, but the Smash videos totally did when I was in like the Smash phase for a while. The Smash phase for a while.
Dark aesthetics and many new stage elements. If you are able to,
I really need to emphasize how great Fabian was for doing this. I was thinking about using my Mii and using like the Mii facial expressions you get on Miiverse, but I just tweeted like, oh, I had this idea, and Fabian was like, hey, I'll do this for free, and I was like, mate, thank you so much. Like, I am so grateful that Fabian's done all this for me, like genuinely. Like, I don't know where I'd be, but the fact I managed to get this kickstart, which led to what I'm doing today, was so, like, Fabian made it happen, essentially. Maybe without him, in some other timeline, things went differently, but I'm still at the same spot. But not only did he help the reality become what it is, so I'm going to credit him for that, but he's just an incredible friend as well, and I'm so glad to have been able to meet him and I kind of got to know him a lot better through making like this video. So that was really lovely. Yeah, there's not a particularly coherent way I made this video. It's just, here's the first level, here's some stuff, here's the final boss, here's me playing the game on an emulator. The script was all over the place, and then I'll just talk about some of the issues I had with the game. Like, this owl, I think I get it now, but I still hate it, I'll be honest. I really hate this owl still. The penguin is probably the same, really. I get how to work around it now, but I still hate it. And the cannon, like, that I get now. That's just learning about propelling yourself through cannons and whatever. But I think the crosshair still isn't that good. The live stream thing as well, just to go back to that, I probably wouldn't mention that nowadays, because I like to have videos sort of be a self-contained thing, whereas being like, I played this game on a live stream, especially when it's a character in Blooper Bro and not actually me, it's like, nah, it just seems a little weird to throw in. That's another thing, I try to avoid using brand assets in videos, and so what, because that, like, Smash render edit with the, like, old box backgrounds, that it's so old and outdated now. Now, as something I'm still using a box branding, so I never dropped that, but it's very different. Speaking of different, yeah, it's how long is this video? It's like 7:50. I just checked the timeline, and it just ends there, abruptly. Like, what the hell was I doing when I made this? But yeah, that's the end. The outro's like a minute long. For a first attempt, brilliant. Fucking brilliant. But it's so obviously dated and could do with so much work. But I think it still shows my roots. But that could also just be purely based on the fact that it shows my roots because I made it. So of course it does. I have memory of making this video, which I done in like 2 days. So that was fun. Can't do that now. Takes like 4 weeks to finish a video. But yeah, that's the end of it. It's just mental how long it's been since I've done that. Like, I wrote the script, did nothing with it for ages, and then boom, just one day, got the character art, recorded it, and in 2 days it was done. I think it's amazing that I got an 8-minute video done in 2 days, but also now it's like, I do so much more work just to make it better in every possible way. So I can't be angry at myself for taking so long to edit videos now. But yep, that was that 5 years ago. God. 5 years.